Morning, Burt.
Good morning, Ernie.
So, what's the scripture for today?
Today's scripture is Matthew 20, verses 1 through 16, otherwise known as the laborers in the vineyard.
So it's about grape pickers.
Yes, that's what the laborers in the vineyard would most likely be doing. This scripture is yet another comparison of what the kingdom of heaven is like.
Another comparable parable?
You could call it that. Would you like to hear it, Ernie?
Oh yeah, you betcha, Burt. I'm here to hear your comparable parables.
Right. Okay, here we go. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for the usual daily wage, he sent them into the vineyard. When he went out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace and said to them, "You also go into the vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. When he went out again about noon, and about 3 o'clock, he did the same. And about 5 o'clock, he went out and found others standing around, and he said to them, "Why are you standing here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because no one has hired us." He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard."
I guess the landowner was caught off guard by harvest time to get all of this help at the last minute.
Well, one could assume that, but again, that is not the focus of the story.
Oh, okay. Read on, buddy.
When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his manager, "Call the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and then going to the first."
Probably because the last were the closest in.
When those hired about 5 o'clock came, each of them received the usual daily wage. Now, when the first came, they thought they would receive more. But each of them also received the usual daily wage. And when they received it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat." He replied to one of them, "Friend, am I doing you no wrong? Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to the last the same as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or are you envious because I am generous?" So the last will be first, and the first will be last.
Well, I can see the point of the first laborers. It doesn't seem fair not to pay them more considering they did more work.
Yes, but can you see the point of the landowner? He can choose to do what belongs to him as he pleases. If he chooses to give everyone the same, regardless of when they started work, that's up to him.
Yeah, but it still doesn't seem fair.
I guess it matters from which standpoint you're looking at it. The first group of workers' attitude could be looked at as the attitude of the Hebrews, who were incensed at Jesus' teaching that others could inherit the heavenly kingdom they thought was reserved for them alone.
So they felt they were like the chosen one, who were above the rest and should be treated as such.
Yes, Ernie.
By the way, how much was the daily wage back then?
The daily wage in Jesus' time was a denarius, otherwise known as a penny.
The laborers worked all day just for a penny?
Well, that penny would be about $72.50 for 10 hours of work nowadays. That would be, equivalent to $7.25 an hour.
That sure makes it a pretty penny back then. Working just for a penny would make sense then, for a change, wouldn't it, Burt?